Imagine walking into your own living room, settling into the familiar comfort of your favorite chair, and suddenly noticing a faint scent that seems out of place. It is not the flowers on the table or the food from the kitchen. For a moment you wonder, could that smell actually be coming from me? If you have ever had that thought, you are not alone. Doctors even have a term for it, what they call old person smell. Now, before you feel embarrassed, let me reassure you, aging may be natural, but carrying around that musty, sour scent is not. In fact, it is something you can completely prevent. The secret lies in paying attention to certain overlooked areas of the body and home. In today's video, I'm going to share 6 specific places that women over 60 often forget to clean, yet they're the very spots most likely to create odors. By addressing them, you can feel fresher, more confident, and never again worry about someone wrinkling their nose when they lean in for a hug. And trust me, the 6th one will surprise you so much, you may laugh out loud. So let us dive in together and discover what the doctors really want us to know. When most of us think about staying fresh, we focus on the obvious parts of our routine. We wash our faces, apply moisturizer, maybe put on a touch of makeup or perfume. But there is one small area that is almost always forgotten, and yet it could be the hidden culprit behind an unpleasant odor, the space right behind the ears and along the folds of the neck. This may not be a glamorous subject, but it is a very real one. The skin here is full of sebaceous glands, which continue producing oils as we age. Mix those oils with sweat, with the residue from hair products, with a spritz of perfume that is settled into the creases of the skin, and you have the perfect recipe for what doctors recognize as the faint sour scent associated with aging. The surprising part is that you might not smell it yourself at all. Our own noses adjust quickly, while the people around us, grandchildren, friends, or even someone greeting us with a hug, may notice instantly. The solution, fortunately, is wonderfully simple. It does not require expensive products or complicated treatments, just a little extra attention. The next time you shower, take a soft cloth and a mild soap, then gently but thoroughly work in small circular motions behind your ears and along the nape of your neck. This is not about a quick rinse. It is about giving those hidden folds the same care you would give your face. If you have long hair, or often wear scarves and shawls that trap heat and moisture, this becomes even more important. Those fabrics hold warmth, and warmth amplifies odor. Once you make this small habit part of your routine, you will notice a change almost immediately. Your skin feels smoother, you feel fresher, and there's a quiet boost of confidence that comes from knowing no one is catching an unpleasant whiff when they lean close. It is such a tiny adjustment, only 30 seconds a day, but it makes a difference far beyond what you might expect. In fact, many women who have started doing this tell me they feel not just cleaner, but younger, as though they have uncovered a simple secret to keeping age from leaving its scent behind. Let us have a candid conversation for a moment, because this is something many women experience, but few ever talk about openly. As the years pass, gravity gently but persistently changes our bodies. The bust that once sat high and firm now rests lower. And with that natural shift comes a hidden challenge. Beneath the breasts, where skin folds meet, a pocket of warmth and darkness is created. It may seem harmless, but that little space becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and fungus. Moisture collects there throughout the day, especially if you wear a bra for long hours or layer clothing during cooler seasons. The result, unfortunately, is odor that no perfume or fabric softener can fully disguise. The tricky part is that you may not even feel the dampness. The skin adjusts, and we go about our day unaware, until a faint sour or musty scent makes itself known. Doctors call this intertrigo, a condition where skin-on-skin contact combined with moisture leads to irritation, redness, and eventually that unmistakable odor. And it is not limited to women with fuller chests. Even those with a smaller bust can develop the same issue, particularly in warm climates or during humid summers. The good news is that preventing it is both simple and effective. When you shower, remember to gently lift the breasts and wash underneath with a soft cloth and mild, unscented soap. Treat that area with as much care as you would your face. Afterward, drying thoroughly is essential. A quick swipe with a towel will not do. You need to pat carefully until every trace of moisture is gone. On especially hot days, you can lightly dust a little cornstarch or natural powder to keep the skin dry. Some women even tuck a thin cotton pad or folded tissue beneath the breast for extra absorbency, a discreet trick that works wonders. Once you begin giving this area the attention it deserves, the difference is remarkable. Your clothes feel fresher, your body feels lighter, and that nagging worry about damp spots or sour odors simply disappears. It is one of those quiet self-care habits that no one else may notice directly, yet it profoundly changes how confident and comfortable you feel in your own skin each day. Let us move on to a spot that almost no one thinks about until it is too late: the inside of your shoes. It sounds odd, perhaps even a little funny, but shoes are one of the greatest culprits when it comes to lingering odor, the kind people quietly associate with age. Think about it. Each foot contains roughly 250,000 sweat glands, making your feet among the sweatiest parts of your entire body. That moisture does not simply vanish. It seeps into the lining and insoles of your shoes, mingling with dead skin cells day after day. On the outside, the shoes may look polished and perfectly respectable, but on the inside they can become a hidden swamp of odor. The problem is compounded by habit. Many of us have a favorite pair of flats, sneakers, or slip-ons that we wear nearly every day. We wipe the outside clean, perhaps even polish them, but the insides are forgotten. Over time, the result is an unmistakable scent that follows you quietly into the room, often without you realizing it. Others may notice before you do, and no one wants that moment of embarrassment. The solution, however, is both simple and inexpensive. At night, sprinkle a spoonful of baking soda into each shoe and let it sit until morning, then shake it out. Baking soda absorbs both odor and excess moisture like magic. In addition, wash or replace the insoles regularly. Many people do not even realize that insoles can be removed and cleaned in warm soapy water. Rotating your shoes also helps, giving each pair a chance to dry fully between wears. And if you own leather shoes, placing an activated charcoal insert inside can work wonders, keeping them fresh without harming the material. Making these habits part of your routine means that you never again need to worry about unpleasant surprises when you bend down in the grocery store or slip off your shoes at a friend's house. Fresh shoes carry with them a sense of dignity and quiet confidence. You may not think of them as part of personal hygiene, but the truth is every step you take carries your presence with it, and clean shoes ensure that presence is remembered for all the right reasons. After a long day, few things feel more comforting than sinking into your favorite armchair, wrapping yourself in a soft blanket, and enjoying a warm cup of tea. That chair becomes almost like a trusted friend, a place of rest and refuge. Yet here is a truth we rarely consider. The very spot where we relax most is often the biggest source of hidden odors in the home. Fabric-covered sofas and armchairs quietly soak up everything our bodies leave behind. Skin oils, sweat, and tiny flakes of dead skin are all absorbed into the fibers each time we sit down. Over the years, those particles build up layer by layer, creating an odor that we no longer notice because our noses grow accustomed to it. This is why guests sometimes walk into a home and politely remark, "It smells like Grandma's house." What they are really smelling is the story your furniture has been silently collecting for years. It is not about cleanliness or effort. It is simply how fabric behaves. And while that Grandma's house scent may bring nostalgic comfort to some, for most of us, it is a signal that freshness has quietly slipped away. The wonderful news is that you can restore life to your furniture with a few simple steps. Once a week, sprinkle baking soda generously over the cushions. Let it sit for an hour to absorb oils and odors, then vacuum it away. Twice a year, go deeper with professional cleaning or a home steam machine to draw out what ordinary vacuuming cannot reach. For daily maintenance, keep small sachets of lavender, cedar, or another natural fragrance tucked discreetly into the folds of the sofa. They release a gentle scent that freshens the room without overpowering it. Do not forget the armrests. Either A quick wipe with a damp cloth and mild soap helps remove the residue left by hands and elbows. When you give your furniture this kind of care, the difference is astonishing. Not only does the chair itself smell clean and welcoming, but the entire room feels renewed. The air seems lighter, fresher, almost as if the house has taken a deep breath. Maintaining your favorite seat is not just about appearances. It is about creating an atmosphere where you and your guests can relax in true comfort, free of the quiet shadows of time that fabrics so easily hold. Now, let us step into a place that quietly shapes how the world perceives us every single day: the wardrobe. It might sound harmless, even sentimental, but that floral blouse from your granddaughter's baptism back in 2009 could actually be part of the problem. Clothing that hangs untouched for years does more than collect dust. It absorbs the closed-in air of a dark, cramped closet. Over time, fabrics begin to take on a faintly stale scent, a mixture of mustiness and age that clings even after you put them on freshly washed. You may not notice it when you dress in the morning, but others will, and they will unconsciously associate that odor with you rather than your wardrobe. The reason is simple. Closets are typically closed, poorly ventilated, and often a little humid, especially in warmer climates. This is the perfect environment for mildew and odor-causing particles to settle deep into fabric fibers. No matter how clean your home is, if the air in your closet is stagnant, your clothes will carry that stale smell out into the world. It is why so many homes develop what people politely call a vintage scent, even when everything looks spotless. Fortunately, refreshing your wardrobe is easier than you might think. Start by giving it air. Open the doors every few days to let fresh circulation flow through. Place a small bag of activated charcoal or moisture-absorbing crystals in the corners to keep dampness at bay. Once a month, wipe down shelves, sweep or vacuum the floor, and shake out anything that looks neglected. But perhaps the most important step is the hardest: letting go. If a garment has been hanging there for years and used, it is not only taking up space, but also contributing to that unmistakable old smell. Passing it on, donating it, or simply discarding it can be surprisingly liberating. There is a simple truth here. If your closet smells old, then so will you. By keeping it light, airy, and pared down to what you actually wear, you create an environment that smells as fresh as you feel. The reward is immediate. Every time you open the door, you are greeted not by a wave of mustiness, but by the quiet confidence of knowing your clothes will carry you into the world with the freshness you deserve. Let us finish with one of the smallest areas on the body, yet one of the most powerful when it comes to odor: the spaces between your toes. Many people wash their feet in the shower but stop at the surface, letting water run over them and assuming that is enough. The truth is that the tiny creases between your toes are like little caves where moisture lingers long after the rest of your skin has dried. That dampness becomes the perfect breeding ground for fungus and bacteria, leading not only to unpleasant smells, but also to itching, irritation, and even infections. What makes this tricky is that the smell does not always announce itself directly. Sometimes people think their carpets have gone musty, or that their pets are leaving behind a lingering scent, when in reality the culprit is their own feet. A pair of damp toes tucked into socks and shoes creates a miniature greenhouse where odor multiplies throughout the day. By evening, it can seep into the very fabrics of your footwear and even the surrounding room, giving the impression of an unclean home. But once again, the solution is delightfully simple. Each time you bathe, take a soft washcloth and a mild soap, and make the effort to clean carefully between every toe. Do not rush this step. Afterward, sit down with a clean towel and dry each space thoroughly. It takes only a minute, but the difference is dramatic. On humid days, sprinkle a little foot powder or dab a drop of tea tree oil to keep fungus at bay and add a hint of freshness. And of course, choose breathable socks and avoid slipping into closed shoes when your feet are still damp. This little ritual does more than keep odors away. It restores dignity to a part of the body that carries us tirelessly every single day. Clean, fresh feet bring a lightness to your step and a confidence that radiates upward. Caring for the spaces between your toes may seem minor, but in truth, it is a final, essential step in preserving freshness from head to toe. Because when your feet feel good, you feel good, and that sense of vitality is something everyone around you can sense too. Growing older is a gift, but smelling older is not a destiny we are forced to accept. What people often call old person smell is not inevitable. It is simply the result of neglecting a few hidden areas that quietly collect moisture, oils, and time. And the best part is we have complete control over it. By paying attention to just 6 often forgotten spots behind the ears and along the neck, beneath the breasts, inside the shoes, on fabric-covered chairs, in the wardrobe, and between the toes, you can keep yourself feeling fresh, clean, and radiantly confident every day. Age will always add wisdom, stories, and character, but odor does not have to be part of that package. The truth is, scent is a choice we make through daily care. We can choose to let neglect take over, or we can choose elegance, freshness, and dignity. And really, which would you prefer? I hope this reminder gives you not only practical steps, but also the encouragement to see that freshness is within your reach at any age. If this video has helped you, share your thoughts below with the words, "I choose freshness, not age." Until next time, stay bright, stay confident, and remember, you deserve to feel as wonderful as you truly are.